When you think of classic sodas, two brands come to mind, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. These brands have dominated the market for years, and their logos have been cemented in Americana. But where Coca-Cola has kept their classic logo for over a century, Pepsi has gone on an ever-changing journey with theirs. From small tweaks to complete redesigns. Here's the history of Pepsi's logo. Pepsi was created in 1893 by pharmacist Caleb Bradham, who sold the drink in his drugstore under the name Brad's Drink. The drink quickly became popular with the locals, and in 1898, it was renamed to Pepsi Cola, introducing to the world their first logo. Pepsi would stay with this red and swirly style throughout its first 50 years. 1905 and 1906 would bring only minor changes, with the logo being softened some. In 1940, Pepsi came out with this logo, still red and swirly, just a little more streamlined. It doesn't take a keen eye to notice that these logos bear a striking resemblance to another popular cola beverage at the time. For much of their formative years, Pepsi and Coca-Cola would share similar logos. Pepsi truly cemented themselves as a separate brand in 1950 when they brought in their signature blue color. The decision came at a time of heightened patriotism caused by the end of World War II, making the choice to pair its wordmark with a red, white, and blue background, a no-brainer. In the late 50s, Pepsi became associated with young people, a hip alternative to the classic Coca-Cola. Their next reimagination in 1962 reflected this feel, with Pepsi making three major changes. First, they dropped cola, sticking with just Pepsi. They also ditched the swirly font for a bold sans serif one, while flattening the bottle cap backdrop. In their 1973 redesign, Pepsi kept the same font but flattened the bottle cap's edges to create their famous globe logo. They kept this globe throughout the 80s but introduced a key change in 1987 by using a custom font for the wordmark. By the early 90s, Pepsi had established itself as the forward-thinking drink compared to Coke's classic taste. Their 1991 logo would reflect this idea by moving the wordmark outside of the globe, adding a red ribbon and slanting it forward, reflecting how the brand was forward-moving. Pepsi started bringing depth to the design in their 1998 logo, adding a gradient to the globe and a shadow on the word Pepsi. They continued experimenting with 3D throughout the early 2000s, playing with different ways to make the logo pop, both in the wordmark and the globe. 2008 would bring another reimagination, returning to a flat and minimalistic font. This logo faced some criticism, with many calling it soulless, but Pepsi stuck with the design, only adding minor tweaks in 2014. In March of this year, Pepsi unveiled its first redesign in 14 years. This logo straightens the globe from its tilted position and brings in a bolder font. In a press release, Pepsi discussed how they wanted to reflect the brand's confidence and bring in a contemporary edge. The journey of Pepsi's logo has been a unique one, but one that reflects the brand's philosophy and mission. Always looking forward, they have never been afraid to reinvent themselves, knowing that their iconic drink will keep people coming back.